Hello and welcome to this video showing everything you get with the Wayfinder Sign Generator and how to use it. We'll go through the key features, the included elements, how to write on your signs, customize them, and even go beyond what expected. Let's get started. This is not just a pack of sign props. It's a complete and highly flexible panel system, designed not only for signs, but for all kinds of custom visual elements in your scene. Each panel can be loaded individually, resized easily, and placed exactly where you want it. A poster on a wall, a sign in the woods, a floating label in the sci-fi corridor, and many more. You can adjust the size, the color, the dirt level, write your own text using any font installed on your system, add pictograms, many are included, use morphable inner borders, and even use your own image maps as backgrounds. From a forest warning to a spaceship label, it's all possible, as long as your panel stays flat. Or, even better, thanks to a clever material setup, you can write just text and nothing else, with the color and opacity you want, directly on any flat surface in your scene. You can either load ready-to-use assemblies. They are all located in the assemblies subfolder, and they all come in two versions, clean and decay. Or you can build your own custom signs using the poles, the panels, the connectors, the details, the inner borders, and the pictograms included in the pack. These are all in the individual props folders, and this will be shown at the end of this video. Please note that the optimal file organization can be reached via your content manager, as it fully respects the folder hierarchy, unlike the Smart Content tab, which tends to gather items in broader categories without proper structure. Let's take a look at the anatomy of the included signs. Each sign comes in both clean and decay versions, and all of their components can be resized and repositioned individually. For instance, this sign, which is a very large sign, includes poles here, connectors, such as the connectors, the cylinders you see here in the back, and such as the screw you see here in the front. It also includes support bases. You have two types of support bases, either concrete or metallic, all coming in dirt and clean versions. And you have a lot of different poles available, which can be found here. So you have cylinders, you have 44 times 44 perforated, 55 times 55 perforated. You have U-shapes beams and I-beams. The I-beams, I think they are higher. They are here. Okay. And the poles have been textured specifically to preserve their visual consistency even when scaled globally or along a single axis. The front panel has a surface called panel front, okay, which can use any of the front panel material presets. So here we are going from a green to another green, okay, to maybe a darker red, to maybe a yellow or something pretty blue, okay. And you can also use your own image map as a background. It allows you to give the exact texture you want. A couple of material presets are also included to add texture to the text layer. Several material presets can be applied to the back and side surfaces to give them different looks. And several material presets are also included to give different patterns of dirt in front of the panel. So it is very easy to adjust the dirt in front of the panel. For this, you simply have to use the opacity of the dirt layer, which is the layer in front of the panel, supporting the dirt, and you can lower the cutout opacity or increase it to change the amount of dirt until you have almost nothing. For the color, some dirts come with color maps. Maybe you can anyway adjust the color to oh, it is maybe a too strong green, maybe too dark. Okay, or something. Here I think it comes with no color. We can go for something totally desaturated or just slightly saturated. Okay, and here the text is not visible anymore, so you just have to, for instance, lower the opacity. That's very easy to handle. You can also very easily add pictograms to your panels. For that, you simply have to select your panel and load a pictogram, the default pictogram. Okay, and you can find this pictogram as a child of the panel, and you can already, for instance, lower its opacity so that it fits better. It has a better look. Let's remove the dirt. So in order to remove the dirt, it's in material presets, and there is a dirt off preset. I could set an opacity to 0. But okay, I have to select the panel and I remove the dirt. And of course, this pictogram can be translated, rotated, scaled, recolored, and you can change the pattern. So translated, rotated, recolored in the surfaces. Let's take red. Okay. I undo, and of course you can change the patterns because you have many patterns available. You have also images and texts, for instance. And once you loaded a pattern, you can of course once again adjust the opacity and the color. Before we look at how to write on your panel, let's take a quick look at how a typical panel is built. The panel front, where you can use the product images or your own image color, is where any text can be directly written on the base color map. An additional writing area is floating just ahead, used to display your text by writing in white on a black cutout opacity map. This is the most flexible solution to add text, since it allows you to texture, color, adjust opacity, or even map your text independently of the front panel base color. The dirt layer surface is placed slightly in front of this additional writing area. It allows you to add grime and wear in a flexible and independent way. The distance between these layers is easily adjustable using morphs, so that you can fine-tune how close or how far each surface sits relative to the others. First, let's see how to write directly on the base color of the panel front surface of a panel. For this, you must use this script. So when you open this script, you see here a preview area with the map used for the base color. Here you can define the font you use, the styles, the size. Okay, I'm gonna make a short text. Here at the bottom you write your text. Let's call the text I want to write. Okay, and you can preview it here. Every modifications you make in the font and so on, for instance, the color or the opacity, will be can be remembered using these buttons, this one and this one. I'm gonna use black text because on yellow it's always better with a higher opacity, or maybe not for the example. Once you are done with your settings, you have here alignment settings too. Once you are done, you simply have to, once you use it for the font time, set up here the fast save folder, or uncheck this so that the scripts ask you where you want to save. This is the most important step. Otherwise, the script is going to try and save somewhere which is not defined. And you will have a pop-up explaining you that you have to define this path to your images. And you can preview, of course, in the scene on the panel how it looks like. You can change it, and when you are happy, you make save an image to reuse later, but not touch this, or save an image as apply. And here, okay, this is done. You can close, and you have your text written on the panel front. You can see here your new base color map. What's annoying with this method is that you cannot, after that, change the opacity of the text, change the color of the text. This is why you have this second script. So here I'm going to undo what I did, okay, to start from a fresh background. And I'm going to show you how to using this script on the surface called additional writing area, being between the dirt layer and the panel front, okay? Using the opacity, it's super easy. So launch the script. The gray panel will remind you that you are using the opacity via additional writing area. Here you can set up as usually your font and so on. Here you can choose your color, I don't know, maybe some red, okay. And let's enter the text. Change me and rule the world. Why not? The text will be centered. I'm gonna increase the font size, okay, to fill the panel pretty well. And if I want to have a look at what it gives, oh, it's a bit too big, sorry, 80 maybe? Okay, if I want to see it on the panel, I just click on preview, and you will see it on the panel. If I want to have it black, which is usually the color used on yellow panels, you just have to do this. So here, what you set up here is not the color of the font, but the color of the additional writing area, which can be mapped to. Okay, not here, but later on, or before, if you prefer. And when you set up the cutout opacity, what you change is not the cutout opacity of the font, but the cutout opacity of the layer. That's the main difference. The rest is the same. You must here set up a folder. The script will remember the latest folder you chose from one session to another, but you must at least once set up a folder or uncheck this to make sure the image is saved without a pop-up message. And you can click on Save an image as image and apply. Close. And now, if you have a look at the additional writing area, the cutout opacity map is wearing the text. Now, what's really good is that the text can be edited in terms of color, texture, and opacity, or even gloss if you want, or even emissive properties. It's completely separated from the panel front, the background. So for instance, you can exactly adjust the opacity to the opacity you want. Okay, you can change the base color to the color you want. What a green do? Oh, green is ugly on this. It could be an orange. Okay, low contrast, low color contrast, and it could be white. Why not? Okay, so you have the freedom to change the properties of your text. Of course, it's below the dirt layer. Okay, and you will see that often when you add a dirt layer, have a clean neat text is not really good. So you can add a texture to your text, or you can simply go to opacity, please, and lower the opacity so that it is better, it blends better all together. One more thing, you can even use the panel system to write directly on any flat surface in your scene. So let's take first about this panel. This is not a direct writing on a scene. This is one and this is another one. But I just want to focus a few seconds on this one. This one is a panel with an inner border. You can see it here when I hide it, which is something morphable. Where are my morphs? They are here. So that you can adjust the width or the Y offset too. Okay, above dirt, under dirt, and hidden. Very easy. And this is combined with another panel here, the bottom one. You see, this allows you to put panels one above another to display different types of messages. But let's hide this one, okay, and just focus on this one. This one, as you see, allows you to give you the impression that it's written on this part of this surface of the scene, and it's very easy to obtain. So let's create a new one with a new message. So you go in your content library and go in the bonus folder. So either you load any panel you want and apply this material preset, or you load directly the free bonus, the free writing panel, this one. Okay, let's have a look at where it is in the scene. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna copy paste the pose of this panel to the new panel. Okay, this will be easier to place on the surface. So this is the panel you load and which is now on the new surface. Here you have a text which is removable, okay, which is only here to show you where your panel is, otherwise but you don't see it because it's transparent. And you just hide it before you render. And I'm gonna hide it now and select my panel. And I'm gonna launch the text to write on. Oh, I went too high. To write on the additional writing area via opacity. So here we are, and we are going to write, what could we write? Let's write a short message. Daz was here. Okay. Let's preview. So it's very small. It's not really cool. I think I have something called permanent marker. Okay. Which can be fine eventually. I'm gonna increase the size. Maybe too much, yes, too much. Okay, that was here. Let's put it in something like dark gray. And ask for a preview. That was here, okay. Let's apply. close. So now the text I am in texture shaded. Let's come back to array. So we just have to place a little bit of the texts so that it really is exactly on the surface we want. So we can do this manually, or this can also be done by morph. I put it inside and push the additional area just with the morph. Okay, with this arrow. So now the text is exactly on the surface. You know, you see no shadow. Now what you don't like is that maybe the let's change the angle a bit. Maybe the it's too clean regarding the back the surface backwards. So you keep it selected and go in the material preset. Maybe try another material preset to clean, to dark. Let's use the dark one and go in the surfaces. Surfaces, we want this one. Let's make it a little bit darker. Not that much. Not that not that few. Okay. Okay, this is better. Here we are with the main camera. You have your new message, and what's cool with these messages is that it can be rescaled, rotated, rewritten if necessary, and recolored. So I have this one. You see here I'm on the red. Finally I decide that I want my message to be more blue, and now my message is blue. This is a blue violet. That's not more complicated than that. Oh, and of course you can change the opacity. You can change the opacity of your message so that this is a very old message, almost erased by time. And this is, oh, give me my surface, please. And this is a more recent message. You know, it's very, very easy to handle. And of course, you can put as many panels as you want, one above others, such as, for instance, here, the for sale is hiding the message we just wrote. That's not a problem. We use the morph here to put it in front of the panel. Daz was here in front of the for sale. That does not mean Daz was here for sale. Where is it? Free writing panel. It's this one. Okay. This flat panel technique is exactly what makes it so easy to place names on doors, street signs, messages on barriers, and so on. Here you have an example where combining a partially transparent but emissive panel front with a highly emissive additional writing area allows you to create glowing sci-fi style signs, which can be like this one, suspended in the air, wherever you want. This sign is included in the package. And everything in this sign is editable. The text, the glow color, the opacity. Up. Let's take the front to something green. And the emission green too. And we have either border, which is going to be green too. And you turn it into something green. And in order to finish, let's have a look at how to build a sign using the different elements. So if, for instance, if you want a small sign, you can take, let's make a clean small sign. So I'm going to take a clean metal base. Okay, I'm going to take a clean, why not a U-shape pole. All right, and I'm gonna take a panel. Let's take, for instance, this one, and this one, why not? Okay, I simply have to raise up the panel, put it front. I raise this one. You can scale because this is pretty big. Scale and raise. If you want a perfect alignment, you can take more time to align things perfectly. Up, if you want screws, you can have old or new screws. I'm gonna take two new screws. They load as smart props, so you have to select your panel. Up, I take the second one. I think they are a bit small because I want to see them better, so I scale them up. Okay. In the parameters, I copy. Oh, let me select this screw. I copy this scale to the scale of this one. All right, and if I think that they look too old, for instance, I'm going to select their surfaces. They also have a dirt layer on which the opacity can be lowered or increased, for instance. And these are for small panels. If I want to add dirt, if I want to add dirt, what I can do is simply take the material presets in order to add dirt. So I don't know, I'm gonna take this one and this one. White on white is not visible a lot, so the dirt layer is going to become darker. And that's as easy. And if you want to add text, you just use the one of those two scripts. So this is very easy. For the assembly, for the large assemblies, you also have horizontal cylindrical connectors to show what's behind the panel. I think this one must have such a connector. Yes, it has. So you have these connectors if you want to see your panels from behind. And that's it. That's very simple. As a conclusion, Wayfinder Sign Generator is a modular, flexible system designed to give you a full creative control over your signs, whether you're working in a realistic, urban, sci-fi, or fantasy setting. You can use it out of the box with ready-made assemblies or build your own from individual parts. You can write directly on the panel or use an opacity layer for more flexibility. You can create signs, run-out signs, glowing panels, suspended messages, and even just use the writing tools on any flat surface in your scene. All of this is included and everything can be customized: text, dirt, color, opacity, material. I hope this gave you a good overview. Thanks for watching and have fun creating your own signs.